Okay, hello. I have an addiction, and I'm addicted to my phone, which is what I'm recording this on, which is why the quality might be terrible. So I am trying to read a lot of books. So, as an incentive for me to finish these books, which I have yet to do, I am making a book club with myself and kind of my aunt. Well, definitely my aunt. My aunt's going to be in all of them, but she doesn't read books. But I read books sometimes. And I sometimes like to finish my books. So, and I read not too bad of books. I'm reading all nonfiction right now, and I think it's really nice for me to read books. But not everyone reads books. I don't know a lot of people who read books. I stop for years on end, but I think it will be helpful to maybe someone, or maybe even just my aunt. I'm glad that I'm doing this for my aunt, at least. But I am giving life lessons in the form of book club. This is Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. I don't have the paper cover. It's inside my bookshelf, and I don't want to go over there and get it. So here's a red book where you could barely read this probably, because I know it's kind of overexposed back there. The lighting's not too great, but I wanted to start video format for my podcast, so here we are. And it's probably terrible. I don't care. But yeah, I think I think life is picking back up, and I am starting to, there's a piece of gum on this. I am starting to figure out my life a bit more, and I'm a little less worried about money. It's still a little worrying, but yeah, I'll be rich one day. I'll be very, very rich one day, and I'm waiting for that day to come. But yes, that is everything for right now, I guess. But yeah, I went over Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink / Leaf Babin. Still don't know if that is how you say his name. It's been a month since I recorded this podcast, and I barely posted it right now. So well, I am starting to put these on YouTube, and I think I'm gonna set up a Patreon for no one to go to because not sure who wants to support me or this channel, but I will set up Patreon and I will figure out all of that. I'll probably not announce it this video, but I'll announce it next video / podcast. So I think that's all you need to hear from me right now. I really have nothing to say, but I'm trying to start reading books. I'm trying to I started this like 3 weeks ago. I'm not even one chapter in. I read the prologue. Prologue was amazing. This is 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, by the way. And prologue was amazing. I take very, very intensive notes. And whenever I feel like something is important or is something that I should, it's not the prologue, it was the overture, or I feel like I should be very, very in depth with my analytical, with my analytics, I guess, of a book. I just highlight and I note, and literally every single page is highlighted and noted like this. And it's a it's a lot of work. And I think that might be too much for me, but I think I'm going to still do that because I am very impulsive like that. Not impulsive, maybe neurotic is the better word. And if I don't understand something, there are many, many things that Jordan Peterson says that I do not really comprehend at a first go. So I have to constantly reread and look up words and figure out what they mean. And that is what I'm doing with that book. And it is very, very compact knowledge. And it's just constantly like every single word, I go over it. I think there's this one sentence where I took at least 10 minutes, possibly more, to like go over each word and what it means, and just trying to comprehend that sentence. Maybe that's a test to my ability to understand things, but yeah, it's a very compact book. This podcast that we're doing right now with Elena that I very much enjoyed, the only reason I did not post it right away was because my boyfriend took a bunch of pictures, and I wanted to, because he doesn't like talking. He's not in any of our, I think he's in one of my podcasts, but that's like with 4 other people, and yeah, he's a shy boy, so he doesn't really like talking in these, but he did take a lot of pictures of us, and I thought they were very nice and that they should be appreciated by someone. So I incorporated it into the video. I know still images isn't very, very, very nice to look at, but it's better than looking at nothing when you are doing nothing but listening to a podcast, you know? So I'm starting to incorporate videos into these. I will figure out a better setup. I know I did next week's podcast. I'm trying to do these weekly now. I did next week's podcast in video, but kind of last minute setup, not very well planned. They asked for social distancing, so I complied because I really desperately want to do this podcast, but no one wants to come because I have diseases. I don't have any diseases. Don't we all have a disease? Don't we all have a disease or something? I don't know. But yeah, they're trying to be safe, and they're trying to not die, I guess. But yeah, social distancing. I got 2 other people to come to my podcast as well after that. One wants to be secret, which is pretty cool, and I have to figure out how to do voice modulation and I don't know, a way for his face not to be seen. So pretty cool. That's gonna strike up some creative thought, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's everything. I guess enjoy the podcast. All right, looks like we're started. Who's here with me?
Elena's with you.
Nice.
Elena Barajas.
Elena Barajas.
That's cool. Each time I talk, it looks like I'm alive. If I stop talking, look.
If you stop talking, you die.
See?
You better start talking.
It's like a curse. It's like, if you stop talking, you die. You flatline.
What fairy tale are we talking about?
Elena's fairy tale.
Elena's fairy tale. You're gonna be in the books.
It's my version of my reality of other people's is different. Their reality.
Those fairy tales that when people give their grandchildren that no one wants is gonna have a story with you.
This girl just says whatever she's having her mind.
Then she died.
And then she died because she stopped talking. Because she didn't want to live anymore. She hated this world. She stopped talking because her voice box is dead.
Going too far. Her voice box is dead. Okay, so we're having our book club.
Ooh.
Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Leaf Babin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So.
Let's hear.
Let's hear. So, I've only read so far up to part 1, Winning the War Within.
Well, so what's in part 1?
Okay.
Summary.
So,
I'm just gonna summarize each chapter because they all have different themes.
Okay.
So chapter 1 is extreme ownership, which is the title of the book.
Ooh.
So it's probably the main idea of the book.
It's just like it's the dissecting the frog.
Yes, dissecting
You know,
the Jocko frog.
The Jocko frog.
Okay, so basically it gives a story of like their military background, and then it says the principle of it, so what to take from that story, and then how to apply it to business. So for the military, his story was that he was leading this SEAL team.
SEAL team.
Yeah, and he was basically coordinating like a bunch of people. So there's like these snipers, and then there's like these Iraqi troops, because this is like the war in Iraq. So Iraqi troops are the troops that fight with the Americans. Yeah, but basically one of his snipers thought that the Iraqi troops were like the enemy. But it wasn't. So they started shooting the Iraqi troops, and then the Iraqi troops started shooting at the snipers. So it was a blue on blue, meaning that Americans were fighting Americans, and like some dude died, other dudes got wounded. A guy got like a grenade in the face. You're laughing.
No, because dude 1, dude 2.
Dude 1, dude 2. It's basically there's no names in this.
So it's like dude 1 and dude 2. Well, dude 1 is like, oh man, I feel sorry for you, dude 1. But dude 2, you survived. Just kidding.
You survived. Your face is just...
It's moralized.
Yeah. So one of the Iraqi troops died. Some of them got wounded. One of the SEALs, I think, or the snipers, got fragged in the face. So then the higher ranking people, they were basically saying that, so like someone needs to get fired for this. Basically, they're like, okay, who's responsible for this? Which is like code for someone needs to get fired for this.
Ooh.
So
it's in the military, so someone's gonna get
just executed.
Executed in the wall. Stand in the wall. Just kidding.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. Just kidding.
So Jocko, who's like the leader of like all the units, was like, who's responsible for this? And then he's basically like trying to see what was going on. He was like, well, these people should have done this, and these people should have done this. But you know what? You know who's really responsible? It's me.
Me, because
I'm the leader. Yeah.
The leader always follows with the other troops because that's how it goes. So.
Yeah, the leader should be the one that's responsible for these people coordinating.
Because he wasn't leading. Supposedly, he's supposed to lead them, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't, because that's what happened.
Yeah, he was not. So he was to blame because of not making sure that these troops, like the snipers, they needed to give their position, but he didn't confirm their position. And yeah, he was in charge. So that's basically the gist of chapter 1. I could read some of this, but I probably will not.
Or not.
I mean, do you want me to?
No, just kidding.
I'm gonna read one chapter.
Just read me a juicy one.
Okay, I'm just gonna read whatever I highlighted. I don't know what it says because I have not read this before or planned ahead.
So you just highlight one.
I just highlight whatever I think is pretty.
To read back to?
Just whatever stands out to me. You know, I don't really. I'm not like planning to like read.
I never got that. I never got that because when I was in high school, I never did like the highlighting. It's like things like I saw Amelia doing. I was like, okay, Amelia, why do you highlight? I want to know why you highlight. It's like because I never did it.
Yeah, it's like interacting with the book, you know, because it's very easy. Especially you'd see like in these pages I don't highlight at all.
Yeah.
That's because he's telling like the story. So it's
also
like,
the boring part, so it gets interesting.
Yeah, so it's not really worth highlighting like the story because it's like, well, I mean some words maybe, but like most of it is just like, oh, here's the story and that's it. But this is the principal section, so it's like. The ideas,
you don't have to highlight, just the ones you think.
Yeah, just the ones I think that's important. Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever resonates with me, because then it's like, like a relationship with the book almost. Like, oh, I thought these particular words like popped out to me.
So when you highlight them, do you go back and read it again?
Maybe like this, but usually I don't. Usually I've never read a book that I highlighted before.
Oh,
like
yeah?
I never reread a book that I've already highlighted, so I don't know how it goes. But maybe like a few years after, because I recently started highlighting like within the past like 2 years or so.
Since we're gonna be in the book club, then when you highlight, then you could read me your highlights.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so once a month book club?
Yep.
Sounds good.
So far, 2 people. 3, sorry.
And only one of us are reading.
Yeah, only one of us reading.
Okay, so here's something I highlighted. On any team and any organization, all responsibility for success and failure rests with the leader.
Oh, yeah, see, well, that was stuff you said earlier.
Yes, the leader must own everything in his or her world. There is no one else to blame.
Yep.
The leader must acknowledge mistakes and admit failures, take ownership of them, and develop a plan to win.
So, what happens to the captain when you get when that happens? Like,
Oh yeah, I didn't finish the story, did I?
No.
So basically, basically the whole story is the head of whoever's in charge of the leader. There's like 3 people or something. I don't know what their names are or what they are in rank.
So it's guy 1, guy 2.
Guy 1, guy 2, guy 3, like or above Jocko, and they had a meeting with everyone involved in the situation, and he was basically like, whose fault is it? Whose fault is this? And then one of the sniper dudes were like, it's my fault. I didn't identify my target correctly. And then some other dude was like, it's our fault. We didn't update our position for the Iraqi troops. And then Jocko was like, okay, that's enough. You know whose fault this is? It's my fault. And basically, the guy 1, guy 2, guy 3, the leaders, were like, oh, we expected you guys to point fingers and like say, oh, he's to blame, not me. But since everyone like
own up their
took ownership of their mistakes and everything, no one got fired because the basic idea is like since you take ownership of your failure, now what you're able to do since you took ownership is you're able to see what you did wrong and prevent it from ever happening again. So like that's the importance of taking ownership. So that's pretty cool.
That's what I was curious. That's what happened to me.
Really?
And in middle school, I think it was middle school, these girls were like bullying this girl, and I was their friends, and they were throwing rocks. But I didn't do anything, but I said I did it because I was the leader of their friends. Because they come to me. Oh. Even though they did it, like they throw rocks to that girl, I said I did it too.
That's funny.
So, and to prove to them that I said it, then I went to the girl later on and I said, I'm sorry for them to do that. And the teacher saw me do that. And she's like, you're not into changing no more. You could get out now.
That's really nice.
True story.
That's really nice.
It is.
Man, back when teachers are good. It's just the school system.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually you like talk to teachers and they want like things to like get better and like they're just like underpaid. They're underappreciated. But like usually teachers like they go in there because they like enjoy kids.
Yeah.
Most of them. There's some that are actually assholes, but like most of them like go in there because they actually want to like teach kids and stuff.
If you think about it, we're mostly at school, barely at home in the weekends. Yes. So we're barely. They're like our parents, but not our parents. They're just teachers.
It's where like most influence comes from because like you can even see like nowadays like most people just like quote each other because like they're online all the time, so they get their personality from like online sources and like so like since and like sometimes like especially especially like with your friends and stuff, since like you hang out with your friends, you start to adopt their personality, and then like kids come and they like say stuff, and you're like, where'd you get that from? I didn't say any of that to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You grow up and you get your personality. Sadly, not from your home. It's from school or outside sources because you're out there mostly. Then you're in your home.
Yeah, so it's either like it's like a super resilient kid who already has their own personality, kind of like Steven. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like he kind of just has his own personality. He doesn't let anything like interfere with him. But like a lot of people, they just like give up whatever they have, and then they just like.
Well, Steven has more personality because of us, because we're crazy. Because we give him a lot of personality. Because we got me, you, Albert, down there. There's a lot of personalities. It's like, even with our boyfriends, they have their own personality. They pick up on their personality. It's like weird. It's like even though he's not with students and everything, but he's still with big family. That we're a good family. He's lucky that he has a good family, good morals, and good,
Yeah, that's true. Cause like he is like, I think Daniel does like teach him a lot of like how to be like respectful and everything. Cause like I see Daniel like, oh, you better give that speech and like don't joke about it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're being a big brother like he should be.
Yeah. Yeah, really good brother.
Yeah.
What else was I saying? I forgot what I was gonna say.
Let's continue with the book.
Continue with the book. Okay, I'm gonna read a few more highlights from these pages, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna go to the next chapter.
Okay.
Okay. When subordinates aren't doing what they should, leaders that exercise extreme ownership cannot blame the subordinates. They must first look in the mirror at themselves. The leader bears full responsibility for explaining the strategic mission, developing the tactics, and securing the training and resources to enable the team to properly and successfully execute. If an individual on the team is not performing at the level required for the team to succeed, the leader must train and mentor that underperformer. But if the underperformer continuously fails to meet standards, then a leader who exercises extreme ownership must be loyal to the team and the mission above any individual. If underperformers cannot improve, the leader must make the tough call to terminate them and hire others who can get the job done. It is all on the leader.
You see, they should show this to every manager in the world.
Yeah, that's like the idea of this, because what they do now is they go to companies and they just teach all of this to these like companies, and it really helps them.
Yeah.
Because like because it's hard to like understand military stuff a lot, but a lot of their principles are like very nice. It's just like they just work with life and death instead of like what basic companies do, which is like materials and like consumer goods and stuff. But yeah, the military is like extreme.
Well, it's not really extreme. It's like common sense. I mean, it's like common sense is leadership.
Yeah.
Like how to lead and lead properly, not what's it called? When they there's a word for it, like they like the police, they should stop in the stop sign, but they keep on going. It's like that word leadership.
Like responsibility or.
No, it's like a word for it. It's like
Authority.
Authority. They don't do it themselves, even though they.
Oh, hypocritical.
Hypocritical.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that happens a lot in Beaumont, doesn't it? Like.
I hate the managers. I even told off my manager because he said, if you're a manager and you're dealing with people like this, and I said, well, if I made a mistake, I won't target, and like if there's no one thing that's not clean, I will not target one person. I will talk to everybody that's working in that area, not just targeting one person. He got quiet. He actually talked to Christy and Brianna.
Really?
And he told your mom, your sister's right.
That's really not.
I
I'm
was
glad
like-
he's like. I'm glad you didn't like push his ego or something to where he's like backlashing at you for saying that.
No.
Because some people do like take it personally,
Mhm.
and they. Yeah, but it's really cool that he said you were right.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you were right. So why wouldn't he take your advice?
Like I didn't cuss at him or be angry at him. Like I was just firm at him, but he's like, oh, your sister is in her moods today.
Stupid.
I just don't like him. I don't like my boss. Anyways,
Is it the same boss?
yeah. No, he's like the newest one. But I think he's permanent.
Gross.
Yeah, he's like anal. He has everything has to be clean. It's like, whatever.
It's really gross. Yeah, bad leaders.
You know, there's a lot of bad leaders out there. There should not be managers or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's like the majority. Like
Yeah.
you don't really see a lot of good. Once you see a good leader, you're like, oh,
Yeah, so
yeah.
like a manager or leader that knows common sense and knows how to think like a manager, not just, oh, I'm superior, hear me. I was like, okay, I get it.
yeah, just because like they let it get to their heads.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, I'm over you, so therefore I know better than you.
I'm so stupid.
It's very stupid. Okay. Total responsibility for a failure is a difficult thing to accept, and taking ownership when things go wrong requires extraordinary humility and courage. But doing just that is an absolute necessity to learning and growing as a leader and improving a team's performance. Extreme ownership requires leaders to look at organizations' problems through the objective lens of reality, without emotional attachments to agendas or plans. It mandates that a leader sets ego aside, accept responsibility for failures, attack weaknesses, and consistently work to build a better and more effective team. Such a leader, however, does not take credit for his or her team's success, but bestows that honor upon his subordinate leaders and team members. I really like that.
Yeah, me too.
Cause like that's like a big thing. Like, oh, I'm none to blame, but I take all the credit.
Exactly what I said earlier. It's like people should, even without being a manager, should take ownership whatever they do what is mistaken.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I take ownership of my mistakes, even though I don't want to.
Yeah, because it's important. Because if you don't take ownership of it, you don't learn from it, and then you just keep on repeating the same mistake over and over again.
Exactly. And that's the half the battle.
It's half the battle. Yeah, just the fact that you're able to take ownership of it is like the main part, and just like getting that like gut punch, like yeah, it's my fault.
When you know you're in trouble and you know it's your fault, you just get that gut feeling. Like you're going to the principal's office and your parents are coming, you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
But like for instance, I didn't tell you this story. When beginning when I was working, I was with Ruben playing around. Like I was playing around while working, and my boss saw me, and he's all like, I'm gonna report you and that guy. And I told my boss, no, I take full responsibility because I did the purge. He didn't do anything wrong, and he didn't get in trouble. I got in trouble. I got written out by it.
What was it?
Cause I wasn't working. I was playing around during my working hours.
Okay.
So he caught me doing that. I was like, he was gonna get Ruben in trouble, but I said no, don't get him in trouble because it's my fault.
That's
True
good.
story. Ask Ruben.
Wow.
It was a big step. I mean, it was brave for me. It was one thing out of my comfort zone. I probably would have just kept quiet a long time ago, but I knew it wasn't his fault. Total fault. It was my fault because he was working and I wasn't. I was playing.
Yeah, that is kind of it's so annoying how much like rules there are.
Yeah, I know. It was a quick thing. It was in the wrong time and the wrong moment. It was like
Yeah.
whatever.
It always sucks. like I feel like I always get a feeling before I'm gonna get in trouble, like, oh, I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and then like someone comes out of nowhere.
No, I don't get that feeling. I leap before I think. I was like, boom. Then I think like,
I always think about it though, like usually, because sometimes I would do that same thing and I don't feel it, but then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking get in trouble for this, and then I do it anyway. And then like that's the one time that I get in trouble, like
when you say that, it happens.
yeah, like I always feel it, like I always feel when something's about to happen.
I know.
Okay.
That's weird that happens.
So the rest of the chapter is just explaining how this applies to the business. It just gives an example of him helping out this one business where a vice president or something, it's called a VP, a vice president wasn't having extreme ownership of why things were working and why they weren't making enough money as he predicted.
Right.
And he was basically like, well, it's their fault, it's their fault. And then basically Jocko was like, nope, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And like he was like, but I know more than these people do, so it's their fault for not executing the plan that I made. It's like,
Yeah.
nope, you should have.
Yeah.
You should have done that. Like,
Yeah.
take responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just basically that. And then it goes to the next chapter.
Ooh.
Chapter 2.
So you gotta read that and highlight that one.
It's already highlighted. I've gotten all the way to part 2. I'm like in the middle of the book right now.
So does book clubs go every chapter, every every time we meet, or
Just I think each part, because there's a part 1, there's a part 2, there's a part 3, or we could just pick another book. Because maybe next month, since you're coming next month, I'll be on another book. I think I'm gonna actually read a Jordan Peterson book. So it's like a 12 rules for life kind of thing. That's
so we're gonna go different books, and you're just not covering one book.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna get more books from this guy too. But I think next month I'm gonna read Jordan Peterson because I think I'm gonna finish this before you get back.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be onto another book by the time you're here again. So I'll probably do that to you since it's gonna be more recent for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably finish this on my own.
Okay.
But yeah.
That was good.
Was it a good chapter?
It was a good chapter.
Nice. Okay, so this chapter 2, no bad teams.
No bad teams.
Only bad leaders.
Only bad leader. Oh, see.
Yeah. So this so the military story of this is they're SEAL platoon members or something, which is basically the highest ranking military thing you could do. It's like one of the most extreme military practices you could do, and one of the like boot camps that you have to go through is this thing called buds.
But
It's like this extreme thing where they like don't let you sleep for like a long time, and they.
That's what Julian did, didn't he?
No, I think he did regular boot camp. He's in the military, but
Yeah.
there's this thing called buds where it's like extreme. Like you have to. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like non-stop. Like I don't know. You have to like listen to a whole thing about it, but it's like. I don't know. They like work you. They work you so hard, and you're like, you never get a break in buds, basically. And they were talking about it in this book, and in one of the exercises they do, there's this boat race you have to do where you carry this boat on top of your head with like a few other people, maybe like a team of 6 or something. I'm not really sure how much, but it's a team of some number of people. And so they carry the boats over their heads. They're like super heavy boats or something. And then you have to put the boat on the water, and then you have to paddle through.
Damn.
And yeah, it's like this entire exercise. And there's 2 boats that were there's like two teams that were extreme. There's the extreme ones that are always winning. They always won every single boat race. And then there's the boat team where they always lost, and they lost every single time, and the leader of that team was just like, I got some stupid ass people on my team, like I just got the worst team ever.
That's not good.
Yeah, so that was the leader.
No, that starts bringing your team down, because that you're supposed to motivate, like, come on guys, we could do better, practice more, like
Yeah,
It's
like that's what you're supposed to do. Like it like seems like it makes sense, but I don't know. I guess like when it's in practice, like, and especially if you're like pissed off, like it's hard to see it or something.
Yeah, it is. That's true. When you're pissed off, you're like blind of reason or logic. When you're really mad, you're like logic and reason goes out the window. So you're like scattered because you're so.
Yeah, that happens when I'm tired a lot. Like usually when I'm like super tired, I get like really pissy and I I'm just like mad, you know, like, and like some things bug me that didn't bug me before, and I'm just like, I just need to go to sleep. Like, there's nothing's gonna help me until I sleep.
That's true.
Yeah.
I get that all the time. I'm tired all the time.
Yeah. So and like whenever I don't work out too, because like yeah, my body hates itself when it doesn't when I don't work out.
No.
Yeah, I just like all that energy just turns into rage, like pure rage.
Well, that makes sense because you're exercising. You're trying to take out all that aggression by just exercising and everything.
Yeah.
If you don't and let it sit, then everything comes back and you're like.
Yeah, even when I'm working out, like I feel that energy leaving. I'm like about to like tear up and cry when I'm working out because I'm like, oh, that energy's leaving.
I know.
Okay.
I miss working out too.
You should work out. You don't work out anymore?
I do, but I work at work. Like I'm pushing that 100-pound, 500-pound machine around and I'm back and forth. So I'm constantly working out. So if I'm not working at home, I mean at work, I'm working at home too, cleaning my house. It's like I'm constantly always doing something. So it's like a
yeah,
constant.
As long as your body's moving, because that's the main thing, just getting your blood moving. Because if your blood doesn't move, like it's just like bad.
It's like I can't sit still, too.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm sitting still, it's like I feel like I need to do something.
For me, it's like I don't know. I think it could go either way because sometimes I'm like super lazy. And I'm like I'm not gonna get up.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when that happens, I'm like pissed off and like I just like I don't know. Like I just feel bad that I'm not working out. But like so it's either I'm like up all the time. I'm like doing stuff, or I'm just like laying down and watching stuff and like on the couch like playing something like it's either like 0 or 100 for me.
Well, same thing as me. It's 0 or 100.
Yeah, those tarot cards, like I always pull out Temperance, which is the balancing card. So it's always telling me to balance out.
Because it knows.
Yeah. Every single time I do a reading, it's just like temperance.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. They're like, you haven't learned the lesson yet.
And I always get the Fool or Empress.
The Empress, she's a loving, like motherly person.
It's like
So that makes sense.
I don't want to be Empress. I don't want to be mother, and I want to be something else. I was kidding.
Don't you want to be a mother?
Yeah, I do. No, and then I get the Fool.
Well, the start of a journey.
Yeah.
You're just constantly starting something.
Yeah, I'm always doing something. Always changing out my. Because I like to break my universe.
Mm-hmm.
What that means for me or to you too. If every day I'm doing something the same, and it's like if I feel like I'm doing something the same, I want to do slightly different, even though I'm going to a different route to go to work or cleaning different. Like I want to be like a robot, like clean, wake up, get ready, work, sleep. I just want something different each day in my life.
Well, that's good because we listened to a bunch of Joe Dispenza's stuff. He's like a super cool like doctor type of person. The person that like heals people. Like he does those seminars where people heal themselves from cancer and stuff.
Yeah.
And like something he reinstates is like change your habit. Like don't stay in the same habit. Like change your route to go to work. He literally said that example too. So it was weird that you said that too.
Yeah.
Like you just naturally do it.
I just naturally do it.
But if you change your habit, you could change the way you are as a person. Like you're more fluid as a person. You're less rigid, and it's just easier to change like these ideas that you've been saved in your mind. So it's pretty cool that you just do that naturally, because it just means you're like naturally able to change however you want to. And just open to these new life lifestyles.
You could control your environment. Even you could control people. Even though not in the extent, like saying please and thank you, being kind, and people will do whatever you want, just being nice to them.
Yeah.
Or whatever the person is. If the person's always angry and only the only thing that he could communicate is angrily, so you be angry to them. If you be nice to them and they do nothing, it does nothing to them. You gotta change it up and be mean to them too. It's like not mean, but they're kind of mean. They're kind of way to talk. It seems mean to other people, but to that person it's like normal.
Yeah, I get you.
It's like each person's different. It's like there's a kind person, there's a mean person, there's like a whatever person. It's like you gotta just adapt to each person. And
it's kind of like how you have a different personality with each relationship you have. Like, you're probably different with Ruben, different with me, different with Alvin and Daniel.
A person never gets the same person. They always get this different person. It's kind of weird that works.
Yeah, like, you just change who you are for, like, this one person, for this one, like, moment. And then, like, for all these other people, you know, basically every relationship you have, like, these different personalities.
But with Ruben, I tell myself, I'm going to show him all me, even my weird ways. And he's like, you're an oddball. I was like, well, I'm going to be 100% me, because in my past relationship, I always give him partial, you know?
Yeah, it never works.
It never works.
It's just like, you're just hiding everything,
So like,
kind of.
I was like, because I feel like Ruben's going to be the forever guy. I never felt that with the disease. So I always show him partially myself, because he didn't really deserve all myself because what he did in the back. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, going off topic in the book.
No, it's cool. I prefer if we go off topic and stuff, because it's fun. Like, it's not just like this book. It's just whatever.
I think that's what book.
What a podcast is.
Podcast is, and
also,
a book.
And a book club, because you're supposed to take away from the book, and you're supposed to like see where it gets you as a like individually, or else it's just like
reading the book.
It's like, okay, do you have your own personality?
It's like that's like that's how I am. That's how I've become. Okay.
Yeah, like you're reacting to this pretty well. I actually really like this because it kind of lets me go over these ideas again. So it's like instilling it into my brain and just like hardwiring it. Yeah. And it's also like giving you a chance to like listen to it and stuff, and like it's also just really nice talking to you.
It's like I hear like a topic and then I like go to my personal life. I was like, you know, this happened too.
You know, 27 years ago.
I was like, this similar situation happened that time. I was like, I don't know. That's how I am. It's like I take it personal for my personal life. When I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, so there was the two boat teams. One was always winning, one was always losing. The one that was winning was obviously just a good leader, and the one that was losing was just like, I just got the worst team. Like, these people just don't work well together. That's it. That's the reason I'm losing. That's it. Yeah. And so what the drill sergeants did was they switched only the leader. They didn't change anything else. They only switched the leader of the two teams. So the highest achieving team switched with the leader for that switched with the lowest achieving team, and then they did the race again. And then in that race, the lowest team beat the highest one. You're like, that's what happened.
That's what happens. It's like,
yeah. So that's their story. So let me read the principle of what I highlighted from it.
Okay.
When it comes to standards as a leader, it's not what you preach, it's what you tolerate. When setting expectations, no matter what has been said or written, if substandard performance is accepted and no one is held accountable, if there are no consequences, that poor performance becomes the new standard. Therefore, Leaders must enforce standards. Consequences for failing need not be immediately severe, but leaders must ensure that tasks are repeated until the higher expected standard is achieved. Leaders must push the standards in a way that encourages and enables the team to utilize extreme ownership.
That's good.
Yeah, because like it's really hard telling people what to do, you know, like because
They should have two leaders, like two people leader, like divide the group, like if there's like see 10 people,
yeah,
one leader should take care of 5, and the other one it's like there's only one person, one leader. It's always one leader. This should be like 2 leaders because
I think the idea in this chapter that I didn't really go over very well was that by being the leader and being a good leader, a good example, your lower people also adopt that personality. So basically, everyone's the leader.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's the idea that needs to be like instilled. But
everybody's their own leader.
yeah, basically, which is what I didn't tell you either. I'm like really bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so the last team, the one that was always placing last came first.
Oh, okay.
But the team that was always placing first came second. So it wasn't just because that leader wasn't there, the team didn't go all the way down to last place. Since the people that good leader was in were still in that group, they still had that effect of the good leader. They still had like that discipline of the good leader. So they still performed well.
That's true. Yeah. So one bad leader, bad team.
Yeah.
Because the team goes off with the leader.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, the good leader, then the other troops all like they become leaders. The one slacks, the other team pick them up. Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, so it's just giving that example and like basically not allowing anybody to be like
Left behind.
Yeah, lower, like basically left behind. So yeah, I thought that was a nice idea.
That is a nice idea.
Cause like I've been in groups before in like school and stuff where people just like made me the leader and I had no idea what the fuck to do, which is why I'm reading this book in the first place. Cause it's like it's hard telling people what to do, cause like you don't want to make anyone mad and you like want to include everybody, but then you're like, how the fuck do I get these people to do what I need them to do, and like, but also I want to do everything myself because I'm like trying to like take control of everything. You can't be everywhere. No. So it's really hard being a leader, especially without like some prior knowledge like this.
Well, now you know, cause
yeah, which is why I got this book. And there's also another book that the dude wrote with this other dude. These two dudes. There's 2 authors in this book.
Okay.
But it's called The Dichotomy of Leadership, and it's like a sequel to this kind of. So I'm gonna read that too later on.
Okay.
But yeah, I just always had trouble with like being in a group because I just want to control everything, you know.
Yeah,
and
I could see that.
Yeah, it's like hard for me to like give orders and also like kind of appreciate what other people are doing because I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. And it's like stupid, you know, like
it is true.
Yeah,
it is true. It's like you I know. It's like I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a manager.
Yeah.
It's like it's too overwhelming. Just even thinking about it, it's overwhelming. It's just telling this person to do that and the other person to do that, and you see that person not doing it right, and you have to show them and like be disciplined.
Punish them, cause I'm a people pleaser, you know. Like I don't like making people mad. Like I'm like, you didn't do that right, but
but you can do it. You got it.
You got it, but like just do it like this, okay? But
I'm a people pleaser too, so it's like it's hard to like be mad at person. It's like
and like tough on someone.
Firm is like it's like I'm not like that.
But also you don't have enough time to do everything, so you need them to be able to do that thing. Yeah. So it's like it's such a double whammy, you know?
Double standards. It's what's it called? Your anyways, it's not for you. But it's like my manager said to be a manager, but I don't want to be a manager.
You seem like you have the capabilities, and like it's probably a better paying job, and like
It is, and then grandma and daddy butts in and say, don't, because I have to travel to Palm Springs or to Redlands here or San Bernardino.
I don't travel.
And to here, and it's like.
You can be a manager for anything.
Yeah.
Like, I do recommend you, like, do something like some type of manager thing, but maybe with your own company. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, with the business that you're in right now, because like you don't really have any heart in that business.
No.
And like traveling is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Especially because it's like just hours in a car. Like
yeah, and you have to go each person. You have to, and they're older ladies, two Mexican ladies, and they probably look at me like, why did this little girl think she's talking to us like this?
Yeah, I would rather you be a manager at like your own t-shirt company. T-shirt business.
That'll be soon once we have our own place. I could say because we're gonna get RV. So
where are you moving to?
We're gonna live in the Hubbabaloo.
Huh?
It's like a RV parking thing.
Oh, okay.
And you only pay like $100 a month. So you could save money. No, it's actually the name. I'll show you the card. No, I'll show you the card.
I was like, if you probably just pronounced that wrong or something.
No, that's how you. It's something like that, but it's not 100% that the way I'm saying, but it's something like that. So I'm gonna once I go over there, I'm gonna give you the card and you'll be like, oh, okay. But it's a you could go fishing.
Ooh.
And it's pretty cheap, and the bathroom's over there. It's over there. Apple Valley. No. Somewhere over there. It's really close.
So,
in Beaumont.
So that dude's kicking you out or something?
No, because they're gonna break up, and Ruben's sister's gonna live with her mom.
Just stay.
And she said we could stay.
Just stay.
Well, it's kind of awkward.
Just stay.
I'm gonna stay as long as we can.
Just stay. It's a nice place.
It is a nice place, but it's like kind of awkward.
Why is it awkward?
Because it's Ruben, the boyfriend ex is like there.
Just don't invite the sister.
Yeah, right. We'll stay as long as we can.
I mean, it's her fault for
moving.
Not liking the relationship. I don't know.
It is a nice place.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah, unless he doesn't kick us out. You know how it goes. If they break up and it's like they kick us out.
And it's not like he's part of the apartment. He's like in the other unit, so he's not gonna bug you.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like if someone was in our apartment complex and they're like, oh, Ruben's ex-sister. Or Ruben's sister's ex-boyfriend lives there, so we have to move out.
We'll not move out. We just want our own place. Like no one around. You have your own place. You have no one around. Just you and Daniel.
That is true.
We don't have that. It's like it's Ruben and me, and then her ex. It's like.
Does he visit or something?
I don't know if he's gonna leave and move somewhere else. I don't know what's gonna happen once she leaves. You know what I mean?
Have you talked to the guy?
He doesn't know that she's gonna leave him like that. She's gonna like up and leave.
Someone needs to talk to him. You can't just leave.
She's gonna leave.
What?
We're gonna stay. But
why did she just leave? Why did she talk to him?
They don't have communication like that.
That sucks.
And she's like tired, like.
Don't they have a mortgage?
She's not in her name's not in the mortgage. It's all in his name.
That's so funny.
I don't know. It's not my problem. It's not my relationships.
Yeah.
It's hers. I'm not gonna tell her.
That's so like childish though. You can't just leave.
Yeah, it's just good. They probably did talk about it. I'm not gonna ask questions.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like going into a relationship, like unmarked territories. So I was like, I'm not gonna say something I don't know. You know what I mean?
Thanks. Okay.
On the book. Off topic again.
Just casually talking shit.
Well, I mean, relationships like up and downs. Like it's like I'm already dealing with my relationship.
Yeah.
It's like it's too much.
Can't really go to someone else's problem.
Yeah, it's like too much. You're on your own.
Yeah, so basically, okay. The leader must pull the different elements within the team together to support one another, with all focus exclusively on how to best accomplish the mission. Most people, like that boat crew, want to be a part of a winning team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, once a culture of extreme ownership is built into the team at every level, the entire team performs well, and performance continues to improve, even when a strong leader is temporarily removed from the team. So that's why that winning team was still second place. They still performed good because that culture, it's like it's just like it's just how they work in that team. So they're gonna stay like that no matter where the team leader is or not.
Yeah, it's kind of true. It's like if the team is not doing good, there's only more source why the team's not doing good. It's the leader. Makes sense. Get rid of the leader, put a new one. That's better. Something like that.
Yeah. So this is just reinstating more of the same thing. Leaders should never be satisfied. They must always strive to improve, face the facts through realistic, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to the next chapter. I think, oh yeah, so the application to the business, basically there was this CTO that wasn't really doing too well, and he was just blaming everybody, and Jocko was like, you need to, or whoever was there, they were like, you need to take ownership and be the responsibility of why everyone's failing. And the CTO wasn't really doing well either, so, and he didn't even improve himself, so they just fired him, because if he's not able to improve, then you just gotta cut it off.
Yeah.
Because you can't really.
Yeah.
He's
the actual dead weight.
Yeah, like
the leader is the dead weight.
Yeah, because everyone else was like, "Oh, I'm gonna improve myself. I'm gonna take these lessons." But just that guy, he was just like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, change the leader.
It was funny because in the book, he's like, he was talking to the guy that ordered the meeting in the first place, and he was like, "Oh yeah, everyone took the advice well except this one person." Yeah. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, that's the guy we hired you for. Yeah. That's the only reason we hired you."
Exactly.
And he still didn't change, so they just fired him because it's like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next chapter 3, is called Believe.
Believe.
Okay, so in the military section, it basically says how it was explaining how. They got this order. It seemed like a dumb order in the first place, and he was like, "What the hell? Why are they making us do this?" Because Iraqi troops, which are troops from Iraq that are helping the Americans, they're like very poorly trained soldiers. Like they just came there for a paycheck and stuff. And yeah, and like they did not perform well at all. Like they have shitty, rusty weapons, and they're not built at all, and they have no training whatsoever. So they do stupid shit. And they wanted the SEAL teams, which is like the probably like the highest military rank you could be.
Right.
Like the most coordinated you could be, and they gave the order that these two types of troops would only have to work together. Like, you cannot do a mission unless you bring Iraqi troops with you. So the Jocko was like, "Why the hell are we doing this?" Yeah. So but he was like by himself. So he was like, "Okay, why is that the reason?" And basically he was like trying to think about it. He was like, "Okay, so if we don't teach these people how to fight correctly, and if we don't have a safe enough environment for them to be able to fend off of, us Americans are gonna have to stay here and fight their war for years to come. So
exactly.
we need to teach these troops how to be good, and we need to stabilize this part of the section. So at first he was like, "What the fuck?" But then he was like thinking about it, and he was like, "Oh, that's why."
That makes sense.
So this is what we're supposed to do. So then he went to tell his team, and his team was like, "What the fuck? Why do we have to do that?" And he was like, and then he basically did the same reasoning with them. He was like, "Well, if they aren't able to protect their place, who is gonna protect their place?" And then everyone was quiet. They're like, "Yeah, us. We've been protecting for like years." So then everyone got on board. So the basic idea of this chapter is make sure you're on board and you believe the mission before you tell your troops, or else no one's gonna want to do anything if they don't believe in the mission.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's management all about, ladies and germs.
Ladies and germs.
It's getting chilly.
Yeah, I want me to close the window.
I like that. I'll just put my jacket on. Did I bring my jacket?
You brought something.
I think that's it.
It is. Yeah, it was getting chilly. It's because it was like the heater was on, or not the heater, the oven was on, so it was just like super hot in here.
Yeah, it's like hot, cold, hot, cold.
Hot, cold, hot, cold.
It's an interesting book. I like hearing books than reading them.
Yeah, I think it's really nice, like, because reading is so hard to do. like I kind of like force myself to get up like in the morning and I just read it.
Yeah, it is. It's like, I stopped reading the comic books.
Yeah.
Web.
Oh yeah, you did your little comic book webpage. It's because it's like a chore, you know. Like it's like I gotta read my book, but it, like especially books like these, they're like super like informational. Like,
yeah, they are informational.
It helps your personal life a lot.
It does. It makes me think. All that we're reading, I'm gonna use it in real life.
That's good. I'm glad I can help you with your real life. You're wearing the shirt, the sweater Ruben gave you.
Yeah.
Your most sweater.
This is my everyday sweater.
Yeah, I heard. It is a good sweater. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and then the hoodies. I like the hood because it's big.
Wow.
Like a.
I want to make myself like a medieval cape, and just wear it. I want to wear
and go to the Renaissance Fair. I want to go there too because they go all out of acting. They go into so character,
cool.
like
even like regular people.
Yeah.
Like they're like hear ye. Well struck, my lord.
It was like that's my nerd coming out. I don't think it's a nerdy thing. I think it's a nice thing to do. I don't know.
I don't think like those like labels work anymore. I think it worked in the past because everyone was like closed-minded and like
everybody's starting
mainstream.
Everybody's starting to be open-minded and welcoming new ideas.
Yeah, because like it would be like if someone did anything different, it'd be like, what are you doing?
Right.
But the person saying that like didn't have their own personality.
Yeah, it's like all they do is party and be with friends. Yeah. No life there. No personality there, just be with friends.
Yeah, and even like the things they say could be like a copy and paste of like what anyone else would say.
Exactly. Not your own person.
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah. Even nowadays, like older people, you'd be surprised. At work, it's like high school, for real. It's not the popularity. It's like you guys didn't grow up out of high school.
That's like most people.
I know.
Like even like everywhere basically. Like no matter where you are. Like even if it's like a office that pays well. Like it's because we were talking about this like a month or two ago, but it's because they don't teach social education. They just teach like this like stupid education that you're not gonna remember, but they don't teach you how to act socially. So everyone still has the same social tools they were equipped when they were like 5 years old, and they don't grow out of them.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. I grew up like that. But as a person, you gotta make yourself more than what they taught you. That's
Yeah.
how I taught myself. Like, there should be more than out of high school.
Yeah, definitely.
And I did. I explored it. I read books. Well, as much as I can, and YouTube, and like, when I'm curious of something, I look it up.
Mhm.
You know, well, what's this supposed to be? And you look it up, and it's like, oh, okay. Then it just, my mind just explored, opened up more than just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to learn.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to learn when you're curious about stuff and not just like drone on these like lessons that you're gonna forget.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's what school is. It's like, here's what you should learn. It's like, I'm not interested in any of this. What are you doing to me?
Exactly. It's like they should take off. I don't know if they should take off history, because you really don't need history when you.
History is like good, so you don't like repeat yourself. So like society doesn't repeat itself. But I never got into history. Like I couldn't do it.
Because you really don't need it in real life. Because that's
Yeah.
just history. That's
And
just going to the past.
They just don't teach it well too. It's just
Yeah.
like most history teachers, they just like play a video for you and that's it.
Exactly. That too. That too. There's hardly any books. Even people don't even pay attention.
Yeah, it just like a lot of things about the school system that needs to improve. Like, and it's not just teachers, like, because there's some teachers that actually want to change, but like they apply for this like change to happen, and then they
No results.
like they deny it, like they deny any change sometimes, and it's like.
Yeah, that is true, because the teacher will want to do this, but they
Mhm.
have to get permission
Yeah,
over the
exactly.
board, whatever, principal, whatever. And they said, oh, no, teach it this way.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's what I heard most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Cause it's just the system. Like
Yeah.
the system is so like well put in place, and it won't like sway one way or another unless it's stupid.
They just
like,
set their
Common
own
Core.
ways. They
Yeah.
set it own ways. Their own ways, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, something about like government jobs. Like they just don't do the funding well or anything. Like
That's good that you have your own business and you
Yeah.
don't have to deal with.
a higher up person.
You just deal with yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, whenever my business like fails, it's because like I was too lazy or something. Like that's literally what happens.
It's like, well, if we could calculate right here of doing nothing, it will
Eventually
figure
catch
it
up.
out.
That's what happened last year. I just spent a month just getting high.
Hey, if you got that luxury sell a week, go do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Shit, I will do the same thing. If I have
So
like
bad.
calculate like, oh, I could do this and I'll do this for a whole month. I would do that. It's like, can't wait to do my t-shirt business.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want you to get into that. I want to help you too, but I'm so
Into your own personal.
yeah,
Business.
I'm so into my own stuff, and also I think I'm just like lazier than I thought I was.
You're getting you spoiled of having this business right here.
Yeah, I'm getting very, very like it's because like I just worked so hard my entire like life, you know, like
Yeah.
ever since I was 16, I like got a job. It was just like schoolwork, and then now I'm here, and it's like finally
Slowing down.
like a nice tranquil pond, like no ripples whatsoever.
Oh, you want to see what Ruben made?
Yeah,
Let's take a little break from book club.
for sure.
You'll probably see it Friday or Saturday, whatever they want to come. Ruben made this, and it's so peaceful when you hear it. He made his own pond thingy.
Oh really?
Let's see. Let me show you this one.
When did he make it? Like within the past week?
No, he just did it yesterday.
Wow.
I think this is the minute one. Yeah, this is the minute one.
What is Ruben? Like astrology.
Oh, he's a Aquarius.
Aquarius? Is that air sign, right?
Air sign, yeah.
A lot of thoughts there. Oh, that's pretty nice. Huh. So, oh, does that take the water in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna show you everything in the video.
Where were these turtles?
In the house.
They were that big?
Yeah.
I just saw a small one. They're probably sleeping or something, right?
The big one was probably sleeping in the hut. So
Nice.
So I show you where it's coming from. So I'm gonna show you in the back.
Doesn't it come out as butt or something?
Yeah.
That's nice.
It goes all the way.
Freaking life support.
And his ass.
Yeah.
And it comes from there. You put it in like a container, and you put rocks over it, so it looks like it's going in. And so show Daniel.
That's great.
Just show Krish play.
Oh, that's cool.
He's gonna go to Redlands at the Redlands Park. You know how they have bamboo over there? So he's gonna take the bamboo. So he's gonna make like I think that when it fills up, and it goes like. Dun,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's gonna make that.
That's so cool.
That's really nice.
Just hearing that is so peaceful.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
But he's gonna add the thing, and you just gotta hear dun 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 dun.
Nice.
I can't wait for that one.
That's really cool. Ruben has a lot of ideas.
Yeah, he has a lot of ideas, and he doesn't do them, so I push him to do it.
That's good.
Okay, let's do it. And he did that.
That's great.
That's really nice.
He's a
A procrastinator.
yeah, a bad one too.
Yeah, I get into that a lot.
So I'm the one that pushes him to do stuff.
That's good.
It's like, cause I'm not like I like. If I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Do it.
If I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know? I don't
That's really nice, because I just end up like thinking about it a lot. I'm like,
That's
like,
the
it's
upside.
in my head.
That's the upside of me, of not leaping before looking.
Uh-huh.
That's the upside. I just do things, but the downside, I do it, then it there's a churn out and it goes bad or something like that.
Yeah.
Something happens. It's like. Okay. Back to the book, or
Back to the book. Wait, send me that video later on
okay.
on iMessage. This is upside down. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but a subordinate may not understand a certain strategy and thus not believe in it. Junior leaders must ask questions and also provide feedback up the chain so that senior leaders can fully understand the ramifications of how strategic plans affect execution on the ground. And then the application to business of this is there is this team and there's a CEO, and the CEO gave this order. The team didn't like it because it was like, oh, it's gonna affect the salespeople and it's gonna make them quit and go to the other team. And yeah, they were just like really worried about that. And they're like, why are we even doing this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So Jocko was like, well, did you guys? I don't know if it's Jocko. It might be the other guy, but I'm just gonna say Jocko because I care about him more than the other guy.
Cause the Jocko's the good leader, huh?
Jocko is he's like, I mean, they're both good leaders, but Jocko, I only know about him. I don't know the other person, so I'm just
Not yet.
I don't really know who. I mean, he's written some of these chapters. He's the other person, but I'm not really sure who he is or what he does, or like he's an ex-SEAL like Jocko, but
he never put his maybe in the.
but he wrote some of the book. He wrote like a lot of the chapters in the book. Some of the chapters might be his actually, not Jocko's.
Never say that it was him.
It does say that.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it distinguishes between them. I just don't care about the other person.
Oh, you just like Jocko.
I just like Jocko more because
Okay.
I watch his podcast and everything, and I don't
Okay.
watch whatever the other person does.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Just really sad.
That makes me sad.
His name's like Leaf Babin.
Oh, that's why you don't like, because his name is Leaf. Just kidding.
I don't like leaves.
You don't like leaves because they go in your house.
It's fall. Okay. But yeah, this CEO, I feel bad. I'm just bashing on this person.
You started hearing your podcast too. So I'm gonna get her. Who's kidding us?
Beats me up. Okay, but the CEO basically gave this order. No one liked it. No one understood what was going on. And then Jocko was like, "Well, did you guys ask her?" They're like, "No." And like Jocko was like, "Why didn't you ask her?"
Right?
And basically, Jocko went to the CEO and he was like, "No one understands your plan. You need to explain it to them." And then the lady, because the lady was like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure they understand it. It's pretty simple. It's like this, this, and that."
You can't assume that they'll know.
Yeah. So the fault is in both sides,
Yeah.
both the leader and the people. Because if you don't understand something, ask a question.
Oh yeah, that's the number one rule they always tell us. Even in school.
Yeah.
If you don't understand something, raise your hand or say something I don't understand.
Yeah, because
People-
if you don't understand it, probably a lot of other people don't understand it either.
And you save a person, another person doesn't understand, but too shy to ask. But it's like
Exactly.
that person asks, "Oh, I don't understand." And it's like, "Oh, phew, glad someone said something."
Yeah, and
Kind
it's
of.
like people are still embarrassed to like say they don't understand something. Like
It's because of the back of when I went to high school. Like I got picked on because I didn't understand something or I couldn't read that well. So you get this feeling, oh, if I say something, someone's gonna say, "Oh, you don't understand," or blah blah ha 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 kind of deal. It's like you got that in your mind. It's like you just shut up. You don't say nothing, and that's
Yeah.
how things go wrong.
yeah, freaking bullies, man.
Yeah, I know.
So dumb.
I know,
Like
it is
who
dumb.
invented them?
Who was the first bully? Let's Google that. Just kidding.
Google definitely knows.
I know Google knows everything. When in doubt, Google out. Just kidding.
So dumb. But yeah, so the CEO didn't know that people didn't understand her plan or like what parts of it they didn't understand, and the people didn't ask. So she went down there, explained everything. Everything was good. They were like, "Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense."
Yeah.
now." And then she was like, "Okay, well, if you guys don't understand something, ask me, and I'll try to explain as much as I can. But if you don't ask me, I don't know."
Yeah, that's what happened to me in school because I was always a gut feeling someone's gonna make fun of me, even though I don't understand. I put my hand down. That's the downfall of me. I should have there's no like.
It's because there's just a lot of social pressure in school.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of school is just the social aspect of it.
Yeah.
And like it's barely about education at all. It's all about like the social part of it. Cause like I don't know. Like you can even like ace everything. Cause like and still only think about like what did that boy think of me? Or,
Yes.
like,
It's always you always think have that back in your mind. So it's like I think when you were talking with Steven to take homeschool, I think that's good because
yeah.
one thing he has a big family to have so much personality.
Yeah, and
So-
he's already like good with his personality. He talks more than I do.
Exactly. So like that's done. So now that he could go to homeschool and focus on school because he already has that
Yeah.
personality.
And he doesn't have this. He doesn't have to waste his time with people he doesn't care about.
Exactly. It's just what's it called? Distraction. There are distraction from trying to learn from school.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. You spend so much time in school because like a lot of it's like driving over there, driving back,
Yes.
like taking the bus back, and like going from class to class and just trying to settle into the class. And like it's like 30 minutes out of each class because it's like 6-period classes,
And you
right?
literally you have to run to class because we had big class school, so you have to go. If
Yeah.
your class is over here, but your next class is over here, and
Constantly.
you can't be late. If you're late, you get detention, whatever bullshit they say. I run to that class just to go to that class, just to not get detention.
Yeah, and like I had to like go over there, get dressed, come back, and then sometimes because I had gym in between two classes where they're like back and forth.
Exactly.
So like I had to like sometimes the coaches would like not even let you out on time, so you'd be like late, and like you'd be like getting dressed, and you're like, what the fuck? Did he?
What I did in high school, I never get dressed. I put my PE clothes under my regular clothes. So once I get out of clothes, just my shirt, because we can't do it with my pants.
Yeah.
Unless I have sweatpants. Unless I have sweatpants, I'll do it over there.
Okay.
And when I go to my next class, just take it off. I go to my class.
Undressing in your class.
And then my next class, I go to the bathroom and just wash myself because I didn't. I was in high school. So I don't know why I did it, but that was my routine. I did it, so and I'm here.
And I'm here.
That's my life in high school. Trying to get in class on time.
Yeah.
Especially after PE.
Yeah. Like I didn't want to like make Steven go into this like huge like lecture from all these people, which is why I stopped talking about it. I was like, yep, you guys are right. Okay. I'll talk to Steven later.
Yeah. So I was like, but he already made friends in elementary and middle school. So
like he already has that like startup. You don't need to go more if you don't want to.
Yeah, and even though he won't if he like lost touch of those friends, he could go to work and make friends at work.
Yeah, like it's not all at school. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Because he said he likes going to school at home, so I'm like, well, you could do that anytime. It doesn't just have to be now when they force you to. I don't know. It's just whatever he wants, but because I don't want to like dictate his life either. Like if
he heard
happen.
both.
He heard both sides.
Both sides. Like if he decides to stay home and homeschool, that's his decision.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Okay. Next chapter.
Next chapter.
So chapter 4. Check the ego.
Check the oh yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Okay, so this one was I remember reading this and it had a lot of setup and very little substance.
Oh yeah.
Like it just talked about like a bunch of their like military stuff and I was like,
boring.
Okay.
Skip. Let's get in all.
Yeah, but I think I do like talking about ego a lot, so I thought it was still pretty interesting, like reading the principle and stuff. But basically, the military portion was there was these Iraqi troops, Iraqi also Syrian states, Iraq troops that were Americans. Usually, so I said it before that Iraqi troops are usually like bad troops. They had like rusty weapons and they had like no training.
Right.
Well, there's this one Iraqi like team that they had pretty good gear and they had they were pretty well trained themselves, so they're probably like on top of like
on their shit.
Yeah, they have their shit together.
Yeah.
Basically, unlike most other Iraqi troops.
Yeah.
And they were placed onto this base or this mission, and they were the base was trying to like plan this mission with the troops, and they're like, okay, the Iraqi troops, they're like, okay, so what are you guys planning to do? And they're like, oh, we're not gonna tell you. Yeah, they're like, oh, we're just gonna do what we do, and
we're gonna do our thing. You can do your thing.
Yeah, it's classified. We don't want to give out what we're gonna do.
Our
basically.
plans. Yeah.
Yeah. So when the mission did happen, they were like, okay, where are you guys? So we don't accidentally shoot you guys somehow. Like,
right.
They look exactly like the other troops. So it's hard. So they're like, okay, give me your position.
Yeah.
And basically they gave them this coordinate system where it's like within miles. Like it is like. Like it's like this big range of like where they could possibly be. So like
so they give them like
they give them nothing. It's
nothing.
Useless information.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was just very frustrating to work with them. So after that mission, they sent them away. They sent them to this other base that didn't do anything, and in this base they did like all the cool missions, all like the
all the important stuff,
all the serious things.
Yeah.
So and they sent those guys away.
Because a good team tells the plan, so if that will be a succeeded mission because they know the plan, and you know the plan, and that's a good winning, complete mission.
Yeah, exactly. And they just were so full of themselves. They're
Oh my
like,
God.
no, we got it. We could do our thing. And it's just like, no, work with the team. Like, what are you doing?
There's no I in team.
Nice. I saw that once, and like they actually made an I in team where it's like capitalized. So you do it all capitalized. And it's like, but it was like the A looked like this, so it was like I for where the A is. And it's so dumb.
God, they're stupid. There's the I. It's in the A. Stupid me. I thought, I went to school for that, and I think I have to go back because there is an I clearly right there in the A. Just kidding.
It's so dumb.
I know. Just kidding. That's cute.
All right, let me read the principle of this.
We got 30 minutes.
You're gonna leave in a half hour?
Yeah, it's getting. I don't want to get too late.
Yeah, before traffic starts. Or traffic
Ends.
Yeah, there's only 2 chapters left anyway
Cool.
from this part. Because I'm only reading part 1, because I only read that far. Okay. Ego clouds and disrupts everything. The planning process, the ability to take good advice, and the ability to accept constructive criticism. It can even stifle someone's sense of self-preservation.
Yeah.
Often, the most difficult ego to deal with is your own.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Everybody has to deal with their own ego.
Ego's so weird, dude.
Yeah.
I've been, like, thinking about it so much.
My ego went out the door. I'm like, whatever. I go with the flow. It's like, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, your ego is just, like non-existent almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to, like, you have your own personality and everything.
Yeah.
You have your own,
Warden.
Yeah, you have your own, like, soul and everything. But, like, you just don't let it lash out at people. Because
Yeah,
that's the big deal. It's just
That's a deal breaker. It's like, oh, look, I have this much money, or I have this expensive car, I got this expensive guitar, I got this expensive phone. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I got this cheapest phone I ever got in T-Mobile. I bought a car from the streets.
I don't know. My ego is extremely bad.
Yeah?
It's like so bad.
So bad?
Yeah, it's just because like I just grew up where I mean, I'm not blaming my childhood and everything.
No.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. It's just like I'm just so. I just crave so much attention, you know. And
attention seeker. You're a attention seeker.
yeah, and it's like like the thing I was most known for in like our family was just like getting these good grades, getting like getting all these achievements. Like that's the only thing people like knew me for in our family.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that is true. It's like we're like the Asian Mexican. Well, not really, because they want straight A's. Grandma and Daddy at least want you A, B, C.
Yeah, they just want they just knew I got A's and B's, and they're like and I remember like when I was like a kid and stuff, like they put like Julian's and like Daniel's like grades on the refrigerator. And,
I forgot about that. they put down Albert because he had straight S, right?
I think Julian too.
Julian too. I think Albert, Daniel too.
All of them.
Me too.
And then they put mine. I think they put mine, and there was like A's and B's, and I was like.
I think I had A's and B's and D's and C's. I never had an F. I never had an F or a D.
Yeah.
No, never. But I forgot they used to do that.
Yeah, it just used to be this thing where it's just like, oh, why don't you have grades like Amelia? And like, that's such a bad thing to tell your kids.
But they look at, luckily our family, we don't lash at you. Like, oh, let's pick her on because Daddy, your grandma likes her best.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Like, there's some people that like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, put her out of the outside. It's like, luckily our family's not like that. It's like, I looked at your grades, it's like, yay.
Yay.
And then Albert and Daniel and Jillian probably look at your grades, yay, and they didn't take it personal. It's like, It's not
But-
good to say they're good and then they'll never do good because their ego goes down.
Yeah, exactly, and like their self-confidence goes down and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good to push. It's probably that's why you had good grades always. Push.
Push.
Well, not really. I'm like, I taught you, and like I didn't say do better. I was like, you could do whatever you could do, but you're already doing good on your own. I didn't even have to say do better.
I don't know. I just relished it so much when like I would be in class and they'd be like, Amelia got a perfect score.
Yeah.
You
feed off that, huh?
Yeah, I just feed off of it. I'm just like, oh yeah, just say it again. And it's just like, like even so college, like I try to like
It's
simmer
good.
it down.
Yeah.
Like, cause I don't like that part of me. I don't like
Being that person.
like enjoying it too much. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
so, like, you saw yourself. You backed up.
Yeah.
You're like backed up. You're like,
it's nasty. You know?
yeah.
It's like disgusting. Like
it's good
okay,
to notice that
you're like
before.
so full of yourself.
Yeah. It's good to see. I never saw you like that.
Yeah, but it's like hidden. Like
Like
it's
I hid-
it's
like
like
I-
in the back of your mind. Like,
As
oh,
your
yeah,
personal
I did that.
Yeah, I'm like that too. We're our own worst critic.
Mhm.
Like with my drawings, everything has to be, the
Mhm.
eyes has to be symmetrical, the nose has to be same size, or no, the eye can be right here and the eye be right here.
Yeah.
It just bothers me, and the line is like that kind of deal.
Just perfectionism.
It's perfectionism comes
Yeah.
from grandma and daddy, but we choose
And also,
where to put it.
And I think also like being an artist, because a lot of that's a big struggle for a lot of artists. I've heard like from a lot of the people that I listen to and
Yeah.
stuff. Because like that's like the main part. Like, oh, you're never gonna be okay with your work.
I never be okay with my work.
Yeah.
It's like there's some moments of like, oh, I did this. It's like some moments like,
Yeah.
I did this.
Yeah.
See, like now
Yeah.
because I'm drawing better. When I was barely started like in middle school or high school, I'm like, my drawings are like little kids. It's like you could do better. It's like I tell myself,
Mm-hmm.
you could do better. It's like, and I hate critics. When a person critics my drawing, is like, oh, this is not this, and down look at it, it's like, but my head, it looked good. But now that person put in my head that it didn't look good, then
Yeah.
I change it because that person said it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Usually, yeah, that too. Like, just anyone who gets mad at your work, it's like, do it yourself, dude. It's
Yes. And
Like,
you
it's so annoying.
and I crave that one person that says, "Oh, that's a great job." And I was like, "Okay."
That's like the biggest like.
Accomplishment.
Yeah, especially. Oh, you still haven't seen that video I made for Daddy, right?
Oh, I did, but
On the
through
phone.
on the phone through Messenger. I want to see it now.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
We can play it on the TV.
Okay. Oh, we want to
Well-
still. Let's finish the podcast and
Okay, and
this
then-
book, and then we could go.
Yeah, because it's like a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I remember after they watched that, they're like, "Oh, it was so good, it was so great." I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. You're feeding off that. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, bring me more, bring me more. It's like, I feed off that too. I hate criticizing.
I'm glad I shared it with Albert though, because me and Albert like collab with it, so they also praised Albert too, and I was like, yeah, I give it to Albert.
It's like, share the praise. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Just kidding.
Uh,
I liked it too. When you put the video and then we talked. That was I didn't even imagine. I thought you could just, everybody talked. But when you added the videos and everything, it's like, that's a good touch. I like that.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
Mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was a good touch.
thank you. Yeah, I was just like picturing it, like since you guys told me, I was like, okay, I think I want to do this. I think I want to do this. It's just like piecing it together, you know. I like video editing. It's really fun.
It is good.
It's
fun.
so fun. Okay, back to the book.
Yeah. Oh yes, forgot.
Okay, when ego becomes destructive, when personal agendas become more important than a team, and the overarching mission success. Okay, wait. Sorry. Okay, so it's ego becomes destructive. Dot. When personal agendas become more important than the team and the overarching mission's success, performance suffers and failure ensues. Many of the disruptive issues that arise within any team can be attributed directly to a problem with ego. Okay. Ego can prevent a leader from conducting an honest, realistic assessment of his or her own performance and the performance of the team.
Yeah.
We are confident in our skills and are eager to take on challenging missions that others cannot or aren't willing to execute. But we can't ever think we are too good to fail, or that our enemies are not capable, deadly, and eager to exploit our weaknesses. We must never get complacent. This is where controlling the ego is most important.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And then, let me see. Yeah, I guess the business application is this dude had a. Okay, I see. So what happened in the business application was that this dude Gary had a superintendent that kind of made this decision without going directly to Gary, and he was like.
So he made the decision. So that's the ego.
Yeah,
he
so,
made a decision.
Yeah, so Gary was like pissed off at first because like he felt like he should have talked to him before, and that was like kind of like the ego being like, oh, he should have talked to me first, like kind of like that. That's kind of the ego too.
It's communication. You have to tell what you're gonna do. You can't just you can't just do things unwillingly. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, and also like
teamwork makes the eight work.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, and the superintendent also had a bit of ego, I guess, for not going directly to him. And that's the end of part 1.
Oh,
yeah, we finished part 1.
That's cool. I like it.
Wasn't that nice?
I like book club because you just don't pay attention to books. You just get your personal life. That's cool.
Yeah, I like book club because it's reflecting your own personality onto whatever's written. So
and you can use it whatever they're talking about in real life too.
Yeah, definitely. That's the entire like take from this book. Like
that's cool.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good first book club.
First book club. Yeah, I like you being here because it gives someone a ability to like react. Because I already like read it and I already reacted to it while I was reading it, so it's like, what am I gonna say after on top of this?
Oh, but like you have like a face to, yeah, I get it. It's like you have a drawing session, and I show them my drawing. You say, oh, that's good, and I show you. It's like feedback.
Yeah.
Feedback. That's the word. Feedbacks. Good feedbacks.
Yeah. Because your feedback is like really good, especially because you kind of just take what you hear and you're like, oh yeah, this, that.
Yeah, that's how I am. It's like, it's like I have to, it pops in my head, just takes it out. It's like, cause it's like, it's kind of boring just reading the books, hearing you say, and then it's like, that's how I am. I don't know. I should have been like this years ago, but I wasn't.
You should have been like this. I should have been exactly how I am.
Yeah.
No, but you learn from your past self.
Yeah.
That's how you became your current self.
Yeah, that's true. If I was always the same, that I won't be me now.
Yeah. And like it's kind of impossible to just be how you are right now, because you are at this moment a collection of all your past selves and like what you deem worthy to proceed
on people. Because I didn't have a voice. And now I have a voice because I was a shy little girl.
Yeah.
And you get nothing out of me. And I put my face in my sweater like this. Just kidding, no. No, that's how I felt.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was like.
Like I was always by myself until you came into the picture.
Yeah.
Like, when you came along, I had someone. like someone to take care of, and then you grow up to be 21 and you have your own mind. It's like I had someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
I was always the black sheep of the family.
Yeah, now we're both black sheep.
I made Amelia black sheep. Sorry.
You are though, like,
Huh?
cause like whenever I take out the tarot, Oliver and Daniel are like, ugh.
You just have to explore your mind and be more open-minded. That's how I always taught you, or even Albert Daniel.
Yeah.
But you could teach so much.
Yeah, cause they also get influence from like everyone else.
It's like-
So it's just like who you listen to more, basically.
yeah.
Yeah. This is fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this every month.
Every month.
Every
Once a month.
once a month, because it's my brain literally opens. It felt like I opened like something
I feel like
opened.
I learned.
I learned something. 'Cause I don't know how you feel that way. If you learn something new, like you feel something in your head. Not a headache. It's not a headache, but
no, it's like your brain is flowing. Like,
Yeah.
You're pumping juices through
like
that.
it never flowed before.
No, but that's how learning is. Like even my head right now, like going through all that, kind of like exhausted my brain a little bit.
That's how my brain is. I was like, it never. It's like you never exercise that part of your brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, cause like usually when I go from like having a break to like starting to learn something, I feel that part of myself like going. You just need to like keep on learning, you know?
It gets overwhelming, and then my brain gets fried, and then
Yeah, you just
I
need to
have
go,
nothing else to talk about.
You need to go at your pace,
Yeah,
but
it's good to. I like it because it makes my brain more active instead of like, you know, like the same thing. Work.
TikTok.
It's just that's how life is. I don't know. That's how I perceived it. That's how I lived it. That's
Yeah.
the person I am.
Yeah, we've been playing games, so it's not like we're doing anything more than you are.
Yeah, and I was like, I never play games because Lily never let me. So it's good and not good.
Yeah, because games do like take some time to play, and like sometimes after I play games, I'm like, I wish I worked or something.
But I stick to my art and my videos, I guess now. It was just art, my drawings, and now it's just videos. Kind of like it's my art, but in a video.
Yeah, making videos is pretty fun.
And I have a lot of videos. Have you seen all of them?
Like your TikToks.
I got a lot. It's like I'm surprised I have a lot because
Yeah, one TikTok a day makes 300.
no, I get like 2 days off, like no TikTok, no nothing like that. Let my brain simmer down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Because it's too much, and then you get like, you know, overwhelmed.
Yeah, just too much.
So you just have to learn how to put your phone down.
Yeah, I always appreciate days where I'm like, where's my phone?
Exactly. Like, where's my phone? That's good because you know there's a lot of people 24/7 with their
like,
phones.
in their pocket, like.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I really try to just not use my phone a lot, and like I just deleted all my social media. I didn't delete the accounts, but I just deleted the apps. So I don't use them. I
So
think the worst I do now is like YouTube. Sometimes I just watch a lot of YouTube videos.
It's good to stimulate your brain. 'Cause it's something new instead of, even though we're not going out right now because of the COVID shit.
Yeah.
It's good to stimulate things like, and other things. Even though it's in a video, at least it's something educational, not like stupid dancing shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. And like, yeah, that's why I started reading again, because I stopped reading for like a long time. Like, despite prior knowledge, I don't really read that much.
You used to.
I used to read a lot, but I think recently I just like read like 2 books like last year or something.
Did you used to read books with Louis?
Yeah, I used to the Beyonders, and then we read the Graveyard book. Yeah, I used to read books with Louis, but still, it's just like a few books a year. But
Well, it's like me. I hardly draw either. It's like
yeah, like it's just this personality that people gave me, and I'm like, sure, I read books. I guess I read more books than you.
Yeah.
Like I guess I read 2 more books than you do a year.
maybe 1 for me.
Yeah.
Books with me is like.
Cause it's tough. Like I've been getting back into it. I'm like halfway finished with this one, and I was reading that one small book from Miyamoto Musashi. The Book of 5 Rings. But I was telling you about like going 100%. Like I got a little into this one. I still need to get further, but I'm like halfway done with this one. And then we're reading an actual fantasy book together, me and Daniel. I actually do read it like a bedtime story to him.
Do you wrap him like a burrito and give him a hot cocoa? Like, Daniel, this today is.
Hot cocoa sounds good though. Yeah, I'll probably get somebody buy it.
Hot cocoa's good.
Yeah.
Do you get the abuelita?
The next the Ibarra, the
Oh, Ibarra.
I can't roll my R's.
Abuelita?
No, Ibarra.
Ibarra?
Yeah, it's like Ibara.
Oh, it's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like the
I don't know. I don't think Grandma likes it, so I just like.
You go with mom.
Yeah,
Grandma.
because Grandma's like authentic.
Right. Try both of them. They're both good.
Are they?
I think Abuelita's more stronger than.
Like
that
more
one.
rich.
Yeah, more richer than.
Really?
Mhm. If you like the rich taste, if you don't, stick with the one you have.
So what, does Ibarra have like more sugar or something?
Probably.
I know Grandma likes a lot of sugar on stuff.
And Abuela, I think you have to add sugar.
I have no idea, to be honest. But me and Daniel have this joke because you know how Grandma's like, I have cholesterol because when I was young I used to eat lard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I have cholesterol because 40 years ago I ate a lot of fat.
It's true.
But like it's like 40 years later.
Can you just stop?
Yeah, you can just stop.
Cause I started putting a lot of sugar in my stuff. I just put like 2 scoops, and it tastes better. It's sweeter is too sweet. There is such thing as too sweet.
Yeah, that's why I don't drink soda.
And too much salt. The reason why I have high blood pressure, because Grandma used to put a lot of salt on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I ate hot Cheetos, so that's
still
just.
hot Cheetos.
I still eat hot Cheetos, but my blood pressure been low, and I haven't been taking high blood pressure pills, and I haven't had headaches and anything.
Yeah, those pills, like, just.
I just maintain my salts now.
Listen to Joe Dispenza and like just like meditate on it, you know. Like I don't know, like the body has a lot of capabilities.
Oh yeah.
And like medicine just makes things worse sometimes.
I think my only personal opinion that medicine makes it worse.
Yeah.
Like if you get high blood pressure and that medicine makes your high blood pressure go higher because
you're dependent on it now.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like I think it just gives you all the side effects and like just your belief that it'll make you feel better is what actually heals it.
There's such I went to
placebo effect.
Yeah, I went to the LA and they have like a museum and it's all like prescription, for crazy people like bipolar or schizophrenic that they said that the pills they give them is made believe pills.
Yeah, like placebo pills.
It's like sugar pills, kind of.
Yeah.
Something similar like that. It's like this will heal whatever.
Yeah.
But really, it's just all in the mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the idea that Joe Dispenza says. It's like the only reason you heal from this medicine is because that medicine is a symbol of the possibility of getting better.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you took away the medicine and you just believe you could get better without the medicine? Because the medicine gives you those bad side effects.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you only get the healing from your mind thinking that the medicine is going to heal you. So just believe that you could heal your own body without medicine, and then,
Yep.
like, that's it. That's all you need.
And now knowing that, imagine what they put in those pills to make you feel worse. Imagine that. Why is Daddy does? Daddy has a lot of medicine
pills.
Why? Because they give him pills because what's in those medication
It just, like, makes us sicker.
sicker.
Yeah, because it's like all pharmacy is just like this business off of sick people to make them
There's
sicker.
a profit.
Yeah.
I got a T-shirt that says it, and the museum says all that. It's like
It's a museum
wow.
in LA.
Mhm.
What's it called?
I forgot. I went like a long time ago with the disease,
Hopefully it's still open.
but you could check it out, like Google it, and they'll probably show you. But it's a good to go there, and it shows you a lot of back of the day how they treat mental patients. They took out blood because they think people have too much blood, so they drain your blood. So it's like a lot of things like they did back in the day until now. It's like
If you ever get bored, there's this YouTube channel called Truth Stream
True Stream Mania.
Media. Yeah, they go into a lot of experiments from the past and what the hell they did before, and just like a lot of that stuff. And it's kind of like, I don't like watching it a lot. Like, I watch it whenever I feel like watching something sad.
It's because it's sad, but it's true.
It's true.
It's like you wish it's not true, but it is true. It happened. But they down it. It's not extreme as the olden days, but it's kind of similar because of the pills.
Yeah, they still do the same practices and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, they just make it more low key so they don't get sued and stuff. Since the internet's here, so information's easier to spread. But
it's like you said, it's take a person to heal themselves mentally and physically. Because I went to the mental hospital.
Yeah.
And I went crazy, kind of, but it's because I had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. But the therapist said, "Oh, you have this, you got this, you got this." I was like, then you think I was like, "Oh, shit," But reality, you just had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, and they say that, so it gets put in your brain, and then you start believing that, so then you start developing that illness and those symptoms from that illness.
You made yourself sick because they told you. You're like, oh, I am crazy, and then you become crazy.
So you just have to be very careful with your words, very careful about what you think and what you believe, or else you're just gonna bring it to your reality. Which is why all this stupid COVID shit and
people are believing it. It's like a
I just try to
it's
ignore
another
it.
flu, and people make it as a big deal. Cause I had pneumonia. There you go.
Oh yeah.
I had that. In a couple of days, I could have died, but because of the medicine they gave me. It's just another flu. It's another name of a flu. It's a COVID.
Yeah.
You got other flus. You got their names. It's like, why is people not going crazy with that, wearing masks because of those flu things?
It's so ridiculous. People they're just freaking out.
Freaking out for no reason.
They're still freaking out. It's been months.
Since March, huh?
Yeah.
March of last year.
Almost a year. And they're still they're still getting freaked out about it. What do you ever think? Do you ever use your brain?
That's the proven part. People are easily manipulated and easily scared. You just have to be.
Yeah. I was scared the first week, but then I started researching other stuff and like actually listening to like what people are saying and not just like.
If it was in the air,
Yeah.
then we're in danger of our own homes.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So no.
Well, that's the life we're living right now.
Yeah, just gotta wait it out, I guess. Oof, I don't know. I'm not gonna rebel. I'm not gonna do anything.
Like we did anything anyways.
Yeah.
All we did was visit you, or visit Grandma, or visit Albert, or visit Daniel, visit Veronica. That's all we did. Sometimes we go
Yeah.
to the beach. Sometimes we go to Six Flags. Sometimes we don't do it all the time.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, now I don't go to restaurants, I guess.
Like I never did. Like I usually just take out anyways. Go to fast food, and that's
Yeah, I
another
usually
thing.
Cook anyway.
That's another thing. You think the teenagers are gonna be super clean extra just because COVID, and people are still buying fast food.
So dumb.
That's just.
Yeah, it's just no logic, no science.
We're just one of the few smart people.
Like they actually like silenced a lot of scientists that like came out and like were saying, oh, this is actually not a big deal, and I try to like spread out the word, but they just took down any videos I posted, and they just like didn't allow me to
Shut
do
it off.
anything. Yeah, they just silenced people that went against it, even though they were like.
They took a lot of videos out of YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is getting very, very censored right now. They're taking a lot of videos out, and they're just trying to make a narrative right now.
It's like the videos I searched like back in the day. I was like, oh, let me see if they're still there. Gone.
Yeah. So and yeah, they're like silent. They first of all they make it so that when you look up the like some of the channels, when you look up like their title, like it's super hard to find them. Like they're like you have to scroll through a lot of shit.
Yeah, you gotta. That's true. That is true. You gotta look for a lot of videos just to look for that one video you saw.
Yeah, they're trying to
Bury it.
bury a lot of conspiracies and like make the common knowledge of like, oh
The
yeah, this
truth.
is the truth. Not those are conspiracy theories.
That's
We're
why they
trying to get
call
rid of those. Yeah.
hippies, whatever.
Freaking right. they call all conspiracy theorists right-winged people. It's just so dumb. I don't even want to think about it.
I don't know. But it was a nice book club. A lot of knowledge.
It was a very nice book club.
I
I'm
like
really happy we did that.
I was like, I didn't expect that. I thought book club was just boring. Honestly,
it's
like
it's hard reading books. Like
Yeah.
like you have to read a book in order to be in a book club. And it's like, what if I just told you what happened in the book and then you could just talk about it?
And it
You don't
went
need to
well.
read the book.
It went
Yeah.
well. Cause
Yeah.
I put my input and then just go off topic.
Cause I'm pretty good at like taking the highlights out of this. That's why I highlight the book, so I could be like, oh, this is what was important. Just these. So you don't have to like read the.
So you
entire
read the boring parts and you highlight the most excited parts.
So yeah, I read through it all. But it's just like whatever isn't highlighted wasn't worth me noting or like
Oh,
yeah, I
to
remember
look
this.
back.
Yeah. So whatever I didn't highlight is what I didn't think was good enough for me to highlight, you know?
Yeah.
So I just highlighted whatever I thought was good. So whatever I read to you is what I highlighted.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like it. 'Cause I like book club.
Yeah.
Well, like our book club.
Our book club. Yeah, it's just it's asking for a lot to ask someone to read a book.
Yeah.
Like for a movie, it's like oh, yeah, it's like an hour, but for a book, it's like yeah, just spend like a week reading.
And
Or,
it's
like,
just once a month.
reading. Yeah.
Once a month, and then whatever I could actually choose a Monday to come here any Monday,
Yeah.
just to clean windows, and I could come here and we could read our book, and it'll be enough time to read.
Yeah, cause like yeah, it's just like a few hours and just go through any nice points. Yeah, so next book is gonna be 12 Rules for Life from Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
And that's another cool guy that I wanna learn from some more.
Okay, I think I'm getting sleepy now.
Yeah, I'm getting like drained myself.
I think it's time to cut this podcast, and book club is officially over.